My intention for this video is to talk about the current energies again. I did a Facebook Live 2-3 days ago, and I also just did an Instagram Live. I just really wanted to broadcast to you during this time right now, which is a massive time of light streaming in this high energy, because overnight's going to be this eclipse. So this energy is all happening now, and that's why I wanted to broadcast while it's all fresh and alive, and so that you can feel a sense of that energy yourself. And if you've been having trouble with that, then you can just get a sense of it through me, because I'm carrying these higher vibrations right now, and my highest intention is to be like an anchor for you and to help hold the space for you, to help you create shifts in your life, because I'm feeling some things still like having difficulty shifting. So the angels are giving me this image of like these big boxes on a conveyor belt, but they're stuck and they're processing. They're stuck in the docks, or they're stuck in that transit area. They're laughing quite a lot about this right now, so I love when I get these images. It can be quite humorous, but they're showing me, yeah, and the button's stuck, and you're trying to press that button, you're like, darn it, and you're pressing it, and it's like a red button. And usually, you know, it's like an emergency button, and you're pressing it, and you're feeling like it's not budging yet. So I'm here to help shift that energy, and hopefully you'll feel that higher energy as well. Okay, so let me know, guys, if you're feeling this higher energy, either yourselves or through this video transmission. Okay, I'm putting all my might into sending it over to you, so just breathe in and breathe out. And even if you're watching this video late or at any time, the energy will just be there just as it is now. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Energy works in mysterious ways, that is sure a thing. Okay, so this is a time of divine transmission, divine connection, divine purpose. It's a time about reconnecting back to your higher self and your sense of your own purpose in life. Coming back to that sense of your mission and why you were here, remembering who it is you truly are and where you've come from. Acknowledging how difficult it has been to be a sort of victim or a suffragette on this earth plane in this lifetime, and acknowledging all previous lifetimes and those of your ancestors. There's a lot, okay? And I know that a lot of you who are on the spiritual path have been receiving messages or feeling like, I really want to like activate my life mission and do my thing, and then you go through all these hurdles and blocks and challenges along the way, as well as having the opportunities and the spurts of beautiful information, energy coming through as well. So it's just been this big dichotomy between the two, right? So we're coming now, like there's a sense of coming full circle back to yourself on a higher soul level, bringing in that higher energy, which is here for us now. So we now have this lunar eclipse upcoming, and then we have in August another eclipse on the 11th. That will be the third eclipse in a row between July and August. So that's what this video is about as well. And I do plan to do another one, so either a video or hopefully a live about August the 8th. So just before the 11th, which is known as Lionsgate. And that's why I posted recently on Facebook, have you been seeing images of lions or any animals of the cat family lately? That can also be seeing the color yellow or gold, or anything about Egypt, that kind of thing. There's a strong connection with Egypt right now rising, because this energy that's coming on the 8th to do with is coming from the Sirius star system, and Sirius is the brightest star that we see, and the Milky Way in the galactic center, also known as the spiritual heart, the spiritual center, is like the halfway point. And when this great galactical alignment occurs, it centralizes with the pyramids of Giza in Egypt, okay, on the Nile. And in ancient times, this is when all this energy of abundance and fertility and harvest came about. Okay, so they see this as a sort of magical time, right? And whenever there's this Lionsgate energy, it's a great surge of powerful energy of transformation and healing, and this high vibrational energy that comes streaming in. It helps activate our consciousness and it sends us on our way on our divine life missions. And it has a kind of boosting effect of just boosting and sort of propelling us forward, like catapulted forward. And if we are of high intention and energy, then we'll really get catapulted forward, okay? And if we're having some struggles and so on, it will help break through and break free out of all that negativity, so that the new dawn can come. Because a lot of you will have been feeling like you're on edge and something's about to happen, right? And you weren't quite there yet. Jamie writes, feeling it and your energy is very strong, are awesome coming through this video. It is, I know it's like so strong right now. Very comforting. I'm so glad, because that's the intention always. And making all these feelings become much clearer. Awesome. Thank you. That's definitely my intention. So, okay. Now I'm just continuing to help you, help transmit these energies just as well. So take note of your feelings along the way, asking that we all have greater clarity and illumination. I might get a bit tongue-tied because that's when it's very high energy, and I sometimes talk fast when that happens because of all the excited energy. And it's probably my brain's a little bit slower than the energy coming through. But just want to bathe in that energy really, and let's just be organic with how we're feeling that right now and what might come through. I'm guided to say that you're here for a reason, not just a season as well, they're adding. They're so funny. Okay, so we go through these seasons and these cycles, and sometimes we feel so dragged down by them all. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's for our highest good. Okay, I don't like to use that word enlightenment because I think it's just an overused word. It's like we're never going to get to that peak of the mountain where the monk in the cave who's, you know, and, you know, we've starved ourselves for 40 days and we're enlightened. So, you know, that's asking a lot, isn't it? So, you know, us mere mortals here, we understand we're divinity and we're linked in, and we understand we are expressions of something higher, and that we have so much more to us, and there's so much more to life and experiencing it. But being a human and being on earth and undergoing the more darker energies can be extremely taxing. So this is where we need to sort of try to break free from that and move on. Christine says fuzzy goosebumps. Awesome, perfect. And that's the higher energy. So during this time, it's important to trust your intuition, trust any messages that you're receiving yourself, because that's what's the most important. It's about you seeing yourself as a vessel, opening up to the divine. And sometimes it can be hard to open up your precious, fragile vessel because you've been vulnerable and hurt in life, and you've suffered greatly in your own way. We all have our own stories, and low self-esteem, low self-worth, and all those things. I'm hearing that some people's vision has been affected for their life. So your vision, whether physical or vision as in your third eye, vision as in seeing your future, you know, yours or that of your family, depending on your personal situation. But you have this higher vision, and it's been like a struggle to get there and seeing that birthed. But now's the perfect time to hold on to your vision and hold on to your torch, and to just always remember to keep going, okay? Like to literally soldier on. That saying is for a reason. You are on a path of service. And anytime you have self-doubt, or you go through sort of obstacles and challenges, remember, hop back onto that path of service, because that's where you're the most happiest, that's where you feel the most freest, and you're more in tune with divine energies and so on. This is a period of divine orchestration and connection, and really seeing yourself embodying that. So you could picture yourself in a golden pyramid of protection and light, and accessing higher wisdom, This is a period of connecting with the stars and the amazing star energy that the frequencies just went up 200-300% notches. So let me know if you feel that. It's also a time of sacred sounds and sacred music. So you may have been hearing sounds through your ears, which I just said in my Insta Live, hearing these higher frequencies. So let's just open you up, open up your aura, open up your ears, to receive higher frequencies, which will break down the lower energies. So one of the secrets, or I don't like to say secrets, you know, I'm teaching this, but one of the, it's kind of like an ancient secret, is that higher energies really do, when you're holding a higher vibration, lower energy will disintegrate, and it just can't be, because it's like the brightest bulb. Okay, so that's why learning energy techniques and mind techniques can really help you, because we're sick of being thwarted, aren't we? And every time now that I see, you know, I've been reflecting a lot about Earth's history and the world wars and the times of the Nazis and the Holocaust and all these like horrible things that have happened on Earth, you know, and the more you look into that and the real workings going on behind all of that and where that all came from, and you track it down, and you track it down through history, you go down through the Roman Empire, you go down to the time of ancient Babylon and the Canaanites, and everything starts to make more sense. So do in your own time take a look at history, so that you can understand the world more, because it's not what we've been fed through propaganda and bullshit basically in our school history books and so on and on the news. It is not as it appears. That's why awakening your divine wisdom from higher sources, from the highest source of all, that is the aim. And that will blow away all those lower frequencies. And also the, you know, ancient times, ancient civilizations, feel them rising now. Feel Earth wanting you to activate the secret and higher wisdom and knowledge of the ancients, the Egyptians, the Mayans, and the Native Americans, all the Aboriginals, all the African tribes, the positive shamanic people, and so on, throughout history, and that are here still now. And it's like bridging the upper and the lower worlds together, and you being that divine anchor here on Earth, knowing that you do have a mission and that you can succeed in that, and to hold a vision for Earth. So let's now hold a vision for Earth. So you could imagine holding Earth in your hand, or just in your mind's eye. If you know, you might want to close your eyes, up to you. Or just send that positive intention now. Ask that these waves of high energy coming in, streaming in now and over the next few weeks, be directed onto Earth, feeding Earth, rescuing any child or adult that needs to be rescued, helping heal, uplift and rise all people, going to all power places, both positive and negative, in order to infiltrate with positive energy and send healing and truth. Truth is a really big one for this year. This year is a lot about truth, but also this eclipse energy brings about truth and justice. So we're intending for truth and justice to prevail on Earth. And as I say this, I feel my solar plexus really tighten up. So see how you're feeling too. It's that resistance energy, okay, and asking that to let go. Asking the angels, Jesus Christ and the highest of energies, Archangel Michael, to sweep through, to cut away any cords around us and around Earth, to rid of all lower energies, to ask it to do. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for bringing in your sword of truth. Anyone that needs to see their own truth, the truth of others, the truth about Earth, humanity, and the powers that be, and allow truth to bring its light. Truth and light are really inextricably mixed, aren't they? Okay. So further messages for this time period is to start to do what you love. Bring out your passions, bring out your purpose, go out for walks, like really enliven yourself. bring out that sense of passion that has been lost a little bit in recent times. Okay, get creative, artistic, you know, think, bugger it, I'm not going to do all that boring, annoying stuff. I'm going to do something I enjoy to do. Okay, and spend positive time on your own or with others who are bright people who will lift you up. Make bold choices and go for it. You might want to start to unite with other people, whether it's one other person or several of you. Get out there in the communities, get spirited, and really drop into your heart during this period, which is really important. This Lionsgate period, and the lion brings up the heart, but anytime that we have energy shifts, it's all about the heart, going into the heart, dropping into the heart, and allowing that higher energy to access your divine wisdom in your heart, because that's where all the answers lie, at that center point. Just as we have this galactical anchor point happening, which is like a cosmic center point. So now you manifest what you need to, and have your highest intentions coming from a heart level. How are you feeling now compared to before as well? Message I'm receiving right now is just spirit. So have a look there, and have a look at that bright star. It's just amazing. Now, Sirius is said to be the brightest star, so it really pops out, doesn't it? It's spirit being in communicado with us in a high octave way, through sound, through vibration, through frequencies, through our dream states, through our intuition. Sometimes intuition is knocking on our door, and we either don't want to open that door or we're close to it. So the doorway reminds me of the number 11 as well. So let's ask that our doorway be open and activated in safe ways, and so that we can not only receive transmissions of light, but also to step into a higher reality and a higher consciousness, and have that activated in our own lives, so that we can go forth on our merry ways and spread that light to others. Jamie says, do you have any meditations to suggest for the eclipse? Yeah, absolutely. Just anything. Try trusting your own intuition without having to rely on someone. I know it's great to have someone guide you through it, and I love that too. Try to do something that feels natural to you. Just close your eyes, open up the energy, and just attune and just go, okay, so let's do it now. All right, with the assistance of the angels, Jesus Christ, Archangel Michael, who I always like to bring in for the highest of protection, so that we can be assured we're accessing safe, high energies. Okay, so let's asking that we be aligned to the galactic alignments happening and coming, to this eclipse energy, to the lunar, to the solar, to all cosmic energy, higher beings of light, higher levels of consciousness. Allow that light to stream in through our crown chakra. Be willing to open up your crown like this, to allow that light in. Now to our third eye, down to our ears. Now let's expand that third eye. Open, open. Picture opening it up. Open, open. Just intend open, and it is so. Asking that all your third eyes be opened in a safe, harmonious way. It's just a chakra to do with, it's an energy center connected with your higher visions. Open, expand. Okay, open your ear chakras. Open, expand. Out, out, out. Reach out, 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 out. Keep going up and up. So allow your eyes to go up, your crown chakra to go up, 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 and your ears. Okay, let's go down to your throats. Opening up your throats to receive higher energy, so that we can not feel fears of being our unique selves and expressing ourselves out there in the world, and to be spiritual teachers of our own in our own way. Going down now, opening up your heart, that center I've been talking about. It is the center between the higher and lower chakras. Open, open, expand, expand, out, out, out. And as you go down now, the solar plexus, so your belly, just imagine that opening up and out and out and out. The sacral under it, out and out. And the root chakra, the base of your spine, just expand your energy down your feet, your whole aura. And we ask that any divine transmissions come in, activations. Just getting these sprinkles of energy. Let me know how you're feeling. Allow yourself to receive higher guidance, wisdom, bathe in the silence. I just heard divine portal opening, so allow that to be. They're showing me that it's not just one portal, that you can activate multiple portals within you as well. It's like a series of portals happening in the outer world, and to allow that to expand for yourself and to open. So letting go of any resistance. Having to do more grounding. Yes, grounding's important. Thank you. Amazing, tingling, beautiful. Great. Thanks for the feedback. Awesome. Okay, so let's ground ourselves. Thanks for the reminder about the grounding, because we can go so out there. Let's remind ourselves, let's be that tree. Here's our outer branches. Now let's get connected with our trunk and feel our feet on the ground, and just solidify that. If you need to, feel like you're sinking your feet into Mother Earth, as far down as you want to go, to anchor yourself. Feeling that earth energy now. Okay. I'll just see if any other messages want to come through. So just bathe in that energy now. What numbers have you been seeing? So a lot of you seeing the 1111 and so on. And other angel numbers such as 444. I was over the last couple of months seeing 911 constantly. And I wrote a message about that. I just received, it's kind of information I already knew, but sometimes you hear it and see it and feel it in a new way. Because what happens is, sometimes when I'm seeing that 911 a lot, and in the times that it is like a warning about negative world events, negative energy, intense times to come, sometimes after that period passes, I start to see the number 910. And so I thought that was interesting. The same for 1111. Then suddenly you start to see 1110, or instead of 1212, 1210 or 1211. So let me know if that's been happening to you too. Maybe if you think back, you'll be like, oh yeah, that did happen to me. Yep, so you're talking about all the numbers you've been seeing. Great. Jamie wrote, I felt your energy so strong and powerful and spiritual. Oh, I could almost cry. Like, I feel emotional with that, Jamie. So releasing of the emotions there. 444 and seeing a lot of fours. Yeah, fours are all about the angels and the archangels. I'm feeling right now that tall, strong, archangelic presence here for us, enveloping us in this higher energy, supporting us, helping ground us too, just being there for us in the ways that we need in order to uplift us. So back to the 911. I got the message that it can mean, so when you start to see 911, it's start to watch your thoughts and watch your, be prepared, thinking, okay, I'm about to, in ahead of time, and it could be days or even weeks or even months ahead of time, walk through an 11 doorway of empowerment and illumination. Before I do so, there's that number 9, closings, endings, karma, drama, control, freaking out, fear, energy, and that's all your own stuff, and then there's the world stuff, okay? So deal and be willing to go through the hurdles of the 9 and the closings and the endings, and release what you need to. And the full moon now with the eclipse is the perfect time for releasing as well. And then you can walk through that 11 doorway, which they're showing me on August is the Lionsgate portal. That doorway opens and it provides that illumination to walk through. And then on August the 11th is the solar eclipse, the last one out of a series of 3, and that one's in Leo. So the strong Leo lion energy. So keep your eye out in the next while for lion signs, cat signs, all that stuff. Egypt, gold, yellow, that kind of thing. So for me the other day, I noticed a bunch of yellow, bright yellow daffodils in a flower shop as I walked past, so I knew that was a sign, which made sense later. And, you know, allow the lioness and that feline energy. You know, cats are so psychic. They're switched on. And there's that connection with cats in the Nile and in Egypt, and just that strong cat energy. think of them as high beings of light here to support us and lift us up. Those of you who are Leos or who resonate with the number 8, like it's a lucky number for you, or you're born on an 8 day, or you have 8 in your numbers, or self-empowerment power is really important for you, then you're going to go through mega transformations and breakthroughs and be more connected in that way. Okay. So Christine writes, my daughter has been suddenly drawing cats this week. Well, perfect. There you go. So it's just this energy. Also, we've had a cat from the neighborhood come up randomly, just ran up to my son 2 days ago out of nowhere, and this is a cat that would never come up to you before and we barely ever saw. So we're getting the cat messages too, and I'm getting the lion signs. And even yesterday when I took my kids to tennis, I was receiving all these messages while I'm watching them, and then they said, you're going to see a lion sign, and I looked over and there was a lion statue in the building next door. So go figure, it's all happening. I just met my spirit animal in Peru last month, a lion. Wow, Andre, I'm receiving such tingles right now. Do you all feel that? That is a mega symbol for you. And also, if you happen to see me on Instagram in my live I just did before this video, you can still see it on Instagram. Just go to my Instagram, it's my name. But I talked about Peru, like the Mayan civilizations, I think I mentioned. So that's all those ancient civilizations are really important and activating right now. Sue says, I have 2 lion statues at my front door on each side. Well, that's really funny you said that. You're really linked in psychically, Sue, because after I mentioned the lion statue to you guys just before, in my mind I remembered another lion statue that I had seen a year ago during this time in front of someone's house. So it's all connected, right? I'm trying to sort of help facilitate this high energy for you so you can step into that, and then you can just run off of it from there. Or anytime you need to, you can just come back to this to experience it, and it will just be activated. Okay, so just open yourself up to it. At the same time, while we're getting all this high energy, of course we all know about the lower energy because that's what we're all sort of crawling out from, right? And we've been experiencing a lot of that, and that can still happen and come in. On the grander scale, when I've talked about global negative energy and those in power and control who have nefarious intentions, and they're out there, and there's the people that are actually humans doing this in groups of people, but also spiritual beings that are not of the light. Now, when we're to remember, so for example, we have the positive side of the lion energy, but if I think about Hollywood and all the darkness and occultism that is there in the movie industry and so on, you can think of the Lionsgate production company. Lionsgate, you'll all know it, and you know how that lion roars and as well. Is that the same one or a different one? The lion is very much like a power symbol, and just don't forget that you know, everything has a flip side. So just you know how some people say watch out for the superstitions about cats and so on, or like a witch's cat. So there might be, well, there will be people in positions of power or people who are into the negative occult. When I say occult, I always add the word negative if I mean the negative ones, because occult just means secret knowledge, secrets, and people sort of have all these different ideas of what it all means. But when I talk about the negative occult, I'm talking about people who, dark workers, people who are actually enacting terror or dark magic and so on. It does exist. And I've learnt that through knowledge, how did I learn that? I knew for sure when I started doing house clearings. That's when I knew for sure. And I start to have clients coming to me that are undergoing it. It will come up through spirit directly. And I'd experience it, see it, release it, heal it. So I know it's true. So it happens on a grander scale. So our intention here is to bring in the light so that if there is one doing some dark work, then let's try to counteract that with the light. Okay, so let's put all our intention and light into. See, now when I started talking about all that stuff, do you see the vibrational change? So let me know that. Do you start to feel a little bit like fuzzy or that sort of lower energy creeping in? And with, let's use this as an experiment. Let's now deflect that and send it off. Expand your consciousness, expand your aura, asking for the light to come streaming in. So I feel that just talking about all that stuff is this like fuzzy negative energy, and I could sort of feel it there and around. Nothing to be scared of. It's all good. So with our minds and with the assistance of the spiritual beings, we can release this. Ask this higher energy to come in and to infiltrate every little micro molecule of negative energy and let it dissipate, and off it goes. Okay. Oh, so Jamie did feel the difference. Awesome. You guys are really attuned. So, okay. So we're releasing. So do your thing. Okay. Step in your power. Blow that lower energy away. Okay. And it's gone. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for coming through and dissipating. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Always like to work with Jesus Christ. I don't care how that sounds. You know, some people are afraid that sounds, you know, Christian or whatever. And I just come from a place of pure natural spirituality, and I've always believed in affinity with Jesus. So, and it's a powerful, powerful energy to work with. Okay, so releasing. Watch out for deception and envy. So really, I feel this means, like in the last video I made on Facebook, I talked about seeing people's true intentions and seeing how that mask is, they're either about to put on that mask or about to take it off, right? It could be you or other people. For you, it just might mean the mask you've put onto the world, and it could be a warning of those who are not being their true selves and their true colors being revealed, and that it's an emotional time. So those of you going through grief and loss, depression, any sadness that comes up on any level, so nurturing that, see how it's very much in the heart. 5 is all about change and transformation, which is happening. Here's that light, here's that portal. Okay, so that's where we are now. So really tune into your heart, the pains of your heart, anything that needs to let go on a personal level. Just really face it. The inner child that I've talked about, I think in my Insta video, go there and then let it go. Jamie, I just want to say thank you for your knowledge. I have gained a lot from you this video. Oh, thank you. You're a great spiritual teacher. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, and there's so much more to come. Okay, so I just got the card, The Miracle of Nature. These are my new cards from Kyle Gray, because as those of you who know Doreen Virtue, she's not making the angel cards anymore, and she's changed route, which I might talk about another time. But you know, so I went and bought 5-6 packs of different cards to experiment with. But see, there's that lotus flower, which reminds me of the crown chakra, but it's green, so that reminds me of the heart chakra. The purples remind me of the third eye. Okay, and so it's all about the higher chakras, and the miracle of nature. So the greenery, go out and see, what is this? But thank you. I was just going to say thank the Lord, you know, but yeah, thank you to Spirit for bringing this very symbolic picture of what appears as an eclipse. It says, thank you, angels, for helping me reconnect through nature and fresh air. It is so important to step out into nature, and also, if you can, to have a look at the moon. You might not be able to be awake or be when the actual eclipse happens, but it's a process of time. So maybe just set your alarm and go for it, to step out for a few minutes, or just that night, just step out and really just gaze at the moon. I started to say something earlier about the stars and star messages. I received my message a month or 2 ago. I kept seeing, in one day I saw 3 different delivery trucks, and the delivery company was called Star Trek. It had a blue symbol and it was white and blue, and I'd never seen that delivery company before. I'd never even heard of it. Now I just see them everywhere. But I'm thinking, wow, it's a sign, and I just kept receiving these signs. And I knew on a level it was about the stars, the star beings, guides that come from higher levels, and the stars, and they're saying you're on track. And they were warning before. When I say warning, I'll never say the word warning like, oh, be warned, this horrible thing's I would never do that, like doomsday, nothing like that. I just mean they were saying in advance, bringing about this energy that's coming, right? And it all makes sense now in hindsight. And I kept getting deliveries, and so they're like physical deliveries at my door, but they too are bringing spiritual frequency deliveries and information packages, right, downloads as well. So what part of heaven did you come from? You're an angel. Well, you know, I will honestly say that I feel very linked to the angels, and I have felt that I am from that realm, or that I can definitely relate as being an earth angel, as many of you can too. If you feel that you're like an angel on earth, that doesn't mean you're up yourself and you think you're higher than any, nothing like that at all. It's quite the opposite, but you just have a resonance with the angels. So I do feel a strong alignment there. Jamie wrote, "Hi Natalia, will you be speaking about the spiritual significance behind the lion, cat signs and the numbers?" Yeah, I already did that, but I will speak more about that. I'm going to make another video, especially more about information about the Lionsgate, okay, for August. Now, trust your vibes, okay? So this is a message, and these are new cards. Like, I haven't even seen most of these cards. See the heart. And this makes me think of this area here. So those of you that have received headaches, but I'm also feeling frequencies are coming in, information's coming in, okay? So we're activating that area of us. It says, "Thank you, angels. Today I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance." How perfect is that? Okay, I think it's time to close off. So lots of love to you all. Stay tuned. I'd like to do more of these. God bless, and peace be with you.